easy to finish off. Ooh, an ocean monument. A Magikarp. And not only that, though, we'll be able to finish off Scarlet and Violet. Unless they decide to post another two DLCs, which I think would be a smarter idea than just posting a new Pokemon game. But hey, maybe they'll just actually take a year off from posting a new Pokemon game. It's not like they haven't done it before, and I really hope they take the time to do that. And I'm not saying it because like I want to get more time to do like Pokemon Crystal and all that stuff. It's not because of that reason. It's more so because like Scarlet and Violet, I think flopped at the first couple of like times, like the first couple of months, pretty much that it came out. Sorry, I can't handle the Brava just talking in my ear. Oh, I did not realize that this is a slow biome. Hooray. So yeah, so while I can't say that I enjoyed Scarlet and Violet, I can't say that I enjoyed it fully because of the whole lag issues and such like that. I didn't receive any crashes. Well, I didn't receive any crashes while I played the story, so I can't really say like, oh, I had a terrible time because I can't really say that. I mean, like compared to everybody else that I've seen that has played the game after I finished the game, I didn't see anybody play it while I was playing it. Well, I did see their playthroughs kind of thing. I never received some of the same issues that they've had. So it's like I might have just gotten like the lucky like the portion of it. Like I got very lucky with my playthrough of the game, whereas everybody else got like sort of like the bad copy, if you will. So I was like, hey, I got lucky. They got the bad copy. Who cares, right? And it's hilarious though because a lot of the ones that did it were the ones that or got a version of it that they got it like 24 hours before I did kind of situation, right? So it's like they got it a day early. So it's like, hey, like you got it, you got problems, that's fine. Should have waited an extra day. But yeah, because like on the 12th, I believe. Yeah, I think it's at the 12th. The 12th of January, which is about 2 weeks from now. We are going to be getting a epilogue where our rivals from the main game, I think that's how it was portrayed as. I might be wrong. Will actually be able to journey to the areas in which that we went to. And since I missed something in the Indigo Disc, I will be doing that during that time. I missed one thing, and nobody seemed to have cared, or nobody seems to have noticed it. And I didn't notice it, but then again, not all of my videos of the Indigo Disc has gone out, so technically, who knows? And I'm not gonna go and like put everything else on hold and then just post the video of the new stuff because the Indigo disc kind of didn't really do well for the channel. So if it did, I might have considered it, but it didn't do well for the channel. I think it's because of the fact that like I grabbed a random image of the Indigo disc and didn't bother putting in the title that I did with the teal mask. You're joking. No, I can't. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered to go after a Latias after I've considering the fact that like I've been trying to swim all the way up to here. I could see if it's still there. Let's see. Is it still here? Oh my god, word it is. Okay, hang on. We can see if we can fight it and try and catch it. I doubt it. Is it shiny? No, I didn't get it. Nope. Alright, Vibrava. Vibrava, come on, man. Oh, you are like the worst mount I have ever seen. So yeah, so also finding out that like your one money making method in the game has actually broken because they decided to change an area was not a very fun experience to find out. I had huge issues finding out that like, oh hey, by the way, the Academy Ace tournament is now broken. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, yeah, by the way, you can't use your Sylveon anymore. Because you know how the Pokemon in the Academy Ace tournament are level 60s? It's like, yeah, now they're 80s. So Sylveon's gonna have a rough time. And fortunately, there is a solution. The bad part about the solution is that the Pokemon needed, I don't want to necessarily do anything with. Wait, what? Oh. As it currently is, so I'm going to wait until, well, I shouldn't say that, I should say that, like, I want to do all of them at the same time. And the problem is that I don't want to, well, I mean, it's already technically going to be spoiled, right? So it's not going to be that big of a deal. But in the works is a, well, not really in the works, it's ready to go. I'm just waiting for the perfect day for the complete, in a sense, is that I've caught all of the legendaries that you can technically capture in the Indigo Disc. One was during the actual playthrough, and the others are in their own complete. Okay. Oh. Oh, there we go. It's level 70 though. Does that have custom battle music? I have no idea. And if it does, it's very quiet. I'll try throwing a Pokeball. We'll see if that works. I don't think so. I think this is going to take me out in one shot. Unless I get very lucky. Okay. Now, something I can do, though, is that I can wait until, like, we do dragon types when we have, like, 6 legendaries. Since most legendaries are dragon types, I could do it, but I'm not going to because I feel like that's just a bit cheap. But it is entirely possible. Maybe I will do it for dragon only, just so that way, though, like, it makes it somewhat easy. But for every other type, I'll only go with one Pokemon. Because technically, dragon's gonna have a rough time against many gyms. Considering the fact that they're all equals, right? Like, they're all equal types. Or they're all equal levels. And because I don't EV or IV train or whatever you want to call it pretty much for this, it's like, yeah. Just plop. You know what? Leech Seed. Let's just go with this. There we go. Just so that we get some recovery. Not only that, we get to weaken up the Latias a little bit. And if it dies, it dies. Who cares? I don't. I mean, if it stays in the ball, it stays in the ball. I don't really care. But if it dies, it dies. It's the same thing with shinies in this. Like, if I could capture it and transfer it over, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different ball game. I think Gligar will be next. Pokeball, yep. Come on. No. Oh, copied my type. Good to know, okay. Yeah, so pretty much the new Craft base, I'm just going to slowly update it throughout the versions. So it's not going to go straight from like version 1.12 and then go straight to version 1.20. What I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly introduce the versions over time and do what changes I want to do during that version. So let's say all of the changes that I want to do in let's say all the version changes that I want to do in 1.13, because 1.13 is literally, let's say, the aquatic update. I'll do all the stuff I want to do for the aquatic update during that version. Then it's like, all right, the aquatic update's done. Now let's go to the next version. So the next version after that is 1.14. That's mostly villager and just adding extra crafting stations. So we'll put the crafting stations where I want them, let's say, and then that's it. Then we go to 1.15. What did 1.15 add? It added bees and all the other stuff for 1.15 added. I don't remember all of it. I just remember bees, right? So then we'll just do whatever the bees part is, and then that's pretty much it. And then for 1.16, what did that add? It added nether stuff. And, well, we can add whatever we can about the nether stuff, but there's not much I can do about that. And then what did 1.17 add? Then we throw that in. And then what did 1.18 add? We throw that in. Then what did 1.19 add? We throw that in. What did 1.20 add? We can throw that in. And then that's it. That's all I can pretty much say that I can do. Like, I can only add what I can. I can't just add like this one thing and then this other thing and then this other thing and then this other thing. Like, I don't want to stress myself out too much by going like, hey, I'm going to go from 1.12 to 1.20. Then it's like, okay, I'm going to add this, the aquatic update. I'm going to add the bee update. I'm going to add this. I'm going to add that. And it's going to stress me out too much. I'd rather just go 1 point at a time. So one update at a time, we slowly build ourselves to it, so that at the very least, though, I can say that I'm still passionate about it. I can still work on it. I've already had to change the idea 3 times. Again, one of the ideas was to made it way too big, and it made it too weird looking, so I had to change it. And then I found something else that made it look a little bit better, but then the idea, or then the whole build looked too, how do you word it that it doesn't sound silly? Because it sounds silly to me, just to name it that. It looked too basic, I want to say. Even though I could have spiced it up a little bit to make it look, at least appear more interesting. But it looked too basic, so I scrapped the idea. I get it. It's such a weird way of putting it, but that is exactly what happened. It looked too basic to me, so I'm like, hey, I'm going to go change it up a little bit. And that's exactly what I did. I changed it up a little bit. And I did look at different Minecraft builds and such like that, just to take inspiration of their block palettes. to try and find out which one fits mine. And unfortunately, the build doesn't look good at 1.12 because all the blocks I need are in, I think the final version is 1.17. I'm in 1.12. So those blocks don't exist. So I'm trying to figure out, like, does it look good? Does it not look good? Like, and I don't want to, like, force, like, this part of the base to 1.17 just to find out, hey, does this look good? Because then if I do, I'm going to be like, oh, I want to keep it here and then just do all the work in 1.17. But MC Edit doesn't work in 1.17. So yeah, so I'm trying to get it to work before I smooth it over to that version. And unfortunately, that is not how that works. So I'm kind of stuck with what I have. So hooray, I'm stuck with what I have, and I already kind of don't like it. And then the one thing I was thinking of doing was while it's done in 1.12, what I could do is I could port it over to this server, so though like it's visible, right? But then I was thinking like that's a little bit too much of a sneak peek in a way, right? Like you guys won't see like the